Monday Mortgage Minute with your hosts, Tom McNamara and Bruce Woodburn.
I don't know what's going on with that thing, Tom, but it's got a little skip in it. We're going to have to make some adjustments.
It was good for me. It was good for me.
It sounded a little skippy to me. How you doing today on this beautiful Cinco de Mayo?
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo. Absolutely, man.
I've already started breakfast off with the margarita. There's no other way to get the day started.
All right, fair enough.
It's water, okay?
I know. Same here.
All right. Hey, listen, I want to first cover what the market did last week. We obviously don't know what's going to happen this week. I don't see a Fed cut coming this session. Maybe June, July, not this time. However, market was a little rocky last week. It started off good. It started to slide down. 30-year fixed are running about 6.85 to 6.89. 15-year running around 5.92. So still not that bad. So if you're looking to get in the market, now's not a bad time to jump in. They are definitely south of 7%. So not so bad. But you know what I wanted to talk to you about is solar panels. Because solar panel, I know, I see your face when I say that. But you and I understand why we feel that way, but the general population doesn't. And they hear me on my radio show and I'll have a client call me and they'll go, Bruce, I know I got solar panels. I say, why do you say it like that? They say, because I hear you on the radio all the time telling, don't get solar panels.
Yep.
Let's talk about why. Because I want people to understand I'm not against being green. I'm not against saving energy. I'm definitely not against saving money. And if it saves me money, I'm all in. But there are always consequences and there's a pro and con. So let's talk about that from the real estate perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. I've only sold a few homes with solar on the home already. And by a few, I mean about a dozen. And there's always a problem. Always.
Tell us about what problems you experience.
It depends on how they bought it, really, that it comes down to where the problem is. So far, none of the people that I've sold their home with solar on it paid in cash full, or just had a simple solution to financing. Everybody's always had these complex things with government assistance and co-ops. And I had one guy that had his solar bill was on his taxes.
Okay.
So every year when he paid his taxes, he paid some, and it was like, I think it's called PACE funding. And it's a government program. Hey, get more solar out there. When we go to sell his house, now that people are looking at his house versus another house, and his taxes are higher. And that gets passed on, right? I think the worst one is when you get a lease. It seems logical. It's like, hey, you don't have to worry about maintenance, blah, blah, blah. We'll take care of everything, except, that you have to transfer that lease. And the next buyer doesn't want the lease.
Doesn't qualify. So here's the problem.
Or doesn't qualify. Yeah.
So I run into a few problems. First of all, if you take the cost of that solar panel, let's just say it's $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
How long is it going to last you? 20 years?
Yeah, I think the average is 20 years. Yeah.
So you divide that 30,000 by 20 years. So what's that? 240 months, and determine what your savings is at that point. Now, then insurance companies, they don't like solar panels.
No.
I don't know what the reasoning is exactly. Maybe we need to get an insurance company on our show. However, I know they don't like them. Then the insurance companies want you to now put a new roof on, whether you need it or not, every 10 to 15 years. So what do I do with my solar panels? I can't leave them on the roof. So I have to have somebody remove them. I have to have somebody store them. I have to have somebody reinstall them. Now, I don't think any of them are going to break during that process. Do you? I don't think they would ever break.
No.
So now I got my new roof. I got my new solar panels on there. Now, what does the roofing guy say about drilling through his new roof when it comes to attaching my solar panels?
They're super happy about it. They encourage you.
They love it. They absolutely love it. And then you come to me to refinance. You want to lower your rate? You want to refinance? I say, oh, okay, great. Oh, you got solar panels. Oh, it's okay. There's a lien on your property called a UCC lien. It's a utility lien. And they said, oh, no, the solar panel company told me there was not going to be any lien. There's a lien. Even if you lease, there's a lien. It's a utility lien. It's on their material. They say it's not on your house, but you can't do anything with it unless they subordinate the mortgage. So now you got to go to them to subordinate your refinance transaction, and you're at the mercy of them. Now, most of the time they'll do it, but there's always about 1 in 10 that I have trouble with them agreeing to subordinate. Then the client can't even refinance. But here's another one. I had a client that I qualified to buy a home. Now, I qualified him for a $500,000 mortgage. There was a $60,000 solar panel that he had to assume. He was a non-U.S. citizen.
Oh,
Even though I had no problem in getting him a $500,000 mortgage, he could not get the $65,000 solar panel loan, and the whole deal fell apart. Fell apart. So these are all kind of issues. Tom and I are not against what they do.
Nope.
I just think until they've got them to where they're affordable, that they are your actual roofing tile or shingle, and it's more seamless, it's just not for me. It's not for me.
By the way, just so you know, the biggest problem, the reasons that insurance companies don't like solar or charge extra for solar is because of winds, hurricane, and what they call uplift. So the solar panel actually can get wind underneath it, creating uplift. It has some extra, I don't know what to call it, the force pulling up the roof.
No, to rip your whole roof off easier.
So you're more likely to lose your roof. There's also some firefighting complications. And so, they don't, and the solar panels are part of the home. Now they're part of the insurance. So that's an additional item that has to be insured,
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the biggest things.
So the bottom line is, if you're going to get solar panels, pay cash for them, and don't expect that they're going to be everything that you thought. Don't lease them. Don't put a lien on them.
No.
Because it's only going to cause you problems when you go to refinance or when you go to sell. Anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, get multiple quotes. I was telling Bruce earlier about I got a quote for $110,000, I think it was, for a new roof and solar on my house, and it's absolutely ridiculous. A roof on my house is under 20 grand, and even if I did full solar for my house, it should only be 40. So
35 or 40, right?
Yeah. So that quote should have been 60 grand, right? And a quote came in at 110. I was like, that's utterly ridiculous.
And I just don't know how long it's going to take to make that up. It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I of course didn't get it. I wouldn't get it. I actually just wanted to see how much it was going to be. But there are some good tax advantages. So make sure if you buy it that you get all of the tax advantages.
What about putting a windmill on your house?
You get extra power during the hurricane.
Hey, listen, I got to run, but I think this was a great topic. If you have questions about solar panels, you want to know the situations we run into. And again, don't get Tom and I wrong. We're not against being energy efficient one bit. We're all about it. It's just that the whole thing around it just doesn't work for us.
Yep.
If you have questions, Tom can help you with your real estate needs in all 50 states. I can help you. We lend in all 50 states. Purchases, refinance, home equity, new construction, renovation loans, whatever you want. Tom can help you, whether you want to buy your home, sell your home, you want to flip a home, you want to sell it to an investor, and you want to just get out from under it. He has those services as well.
Absolutely. Do that all the time.
All right. You guys
Bruce,
have a great
week, my friend.
All right. See ya.
All right.